Hello, welcome back to Empower Your Mind, the podcast that helps you build stronger habits, clearer thinking, and a more confident life, one episode at a time. I'm your host, and today we're tackling an invisible force that quietly shapes our mood, our motivation, and even our results: negative self-talk. You know the voice I'm talking about, that running commentary that says you're not good enough, you always mess up, why even try? Left unchecked, those thoughts can become self-fulfilling prophecies. But here's the good news. Negative self-talk is a habit, not a life sentence. And like any habit, it can be unlearned and replaced. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear step-by-step strategy to spot, challenge, and change the inner dialogue that holds you back, so you can move forward with greater confidence and self-respect. Grab a notebook or simply listen closely. Let's dive in. Part 1. What exactly is negative self-talk? Negative self-talk is the brain's automatic commentary that spotlights flaws, magnifies mistakes, and forecasts disaster before you even begin. Psychologists sort these messages into 4 familiar patterns. First comes filtering, zooming in on the single awkward sentence you said and ignoring the rest of a great conversation. Then there's personalizing, blaming yourself for a friend's bad mood, even though you had nothing to do with it. Catastrophizing escalates a single typo into "I'll lose my job," while polarizing divides everything into black or white, perfect or worthless, success or total failure. These patterns aren't personality traits. They're habits learned from critical caregivers, competitive classrooms, and social media comparison loops. Once installed, they run silently and shape feelings before logic can intervene. Recognizing negative self-talk as a learned behavior is liberating, because whatever was learned can be unlearned. It also helps to remember that the critic often masquerades as prudence. I'm just being realistic. In truth, it's a distorted lens filtering reality through fear and shame. Throughout this episode, we'll replace those lenses with clearer glass. For now, note that the voice isn't you. It's merely a pattern your brain repeats because it thinks it's keeping you safe. And that separation sets the stage for deliberate change. Part 2. The hidden costs of a harsh inner voice. Some people shrug negative self-talk off as harmless background noise, yet research shows it charges a steep price in 4 crucial areas. Physiologically, chronic self-criticism keeps the stress response humming. Cortisol spikes, blood pressure rises, and immunity dips. Emotionally, it amplifies anxiety and depression, draining the joy from ordinary moments. Cognitively, worry hijacks working memory, so simple tasks suddenly feel complicated. Performance drops, which the critic then uses as proof it was right all along. Socially, constant self-judgment leaks outward. You read neutral feedback as condemnation, apologize excessively, or shrink from opportunities, straining relationships. Perhaps the biggest cost is lost opportunity. When your inner script insists you're not ready or worthy, you don't apply for scholarships, pitch your ideas, or introduce yourself to people who could change your life. Over years, skipped chances compile into a quieter, smaller existence than the one you're capable of living. Seeing these hidden costs reframes negative self-talk from a quirky habit to a high-priority problem. As we move through upcoming techniques, keep this ledger in mind. Every kinder thought you choose is an investment in your health, clarity, relationships, and future possibilities. Part 3. Awareness. Catching the critic in real time. Change begins with awareness. Most negative thoughts flash by in under a second, so your first mission is to slow them down. Start a 1-week thought journal. Each time a jab, "I look awful today," pops up, jot the exact words, the trigger, and your emotional response. Aim for 10 captures a day. Quantity exposes patterns. Next, name the voice to create distance. Maybe it's Nervous Nigel or Sergeant Should. A playful label reminds you the critic is just one perspective, not universal truth. Finally, circle common triggers. Do critiques flare during deadlines, after scrolling social media, or while calling family? Identifying hotspots lets you prepare armor in advance. By week's end, you'll spot clear themes: perfectionism at work, body shaming in mirrors, catastrophizing around money. Don't judge yourself for these discoveries. Applaud your awareness. You can't battle a phantom, but once the critic lives on paper, it becomes a tangible opponent. Keep your journal handy. In the next segment, we'll run these entries through a cognitive framework that turns vague irritation into actionable insight. Part 4. Challenging Thoughts with the ABC Framework. Psychologist Albert Ellis's ABC model offers a surgical tool for dismantling distorted thinking. A is the activating event, say, stumbling over a word in a presentation. B is the belief you bolt onto it. Everyone thinks I'm incompetent. C is the consequence, feelings of shame and a decision to stay silent. Insert D for dispute. Ask, is that belief 100% factual? What evidence contradicts it? How would I counsel a friend? Craft balanced alternatives. People noticed my solid data, or a stumble shows I'm human, not unqualified. Finally, land on E, the effective new outcome. Relief replaces shame, and you re-engage in the discussion. Practice on paper first. Each night, pick 3 journaled thoughts and run them through ABCDE. Over time, your brain automates the dispute step, shrinking harsh beliefs before they hijack emotions. The goal isn't rose-colored glasses, it's balanced reality. Catastrophic interpretations rarely survive evidence-based scrutiny. Repetition makes balanced beliefs your default, loosening the critic's grip. Part 5. Replacing criticism with an inner coach. Deleting negative self-talk creates a vacuum, so you must fill it with constructive dialogue. Picture an elite sports coach, firm yet encouraging. Build a library of coach statements tailored to your triggers. For perfectionism, progress beats perfection. Iterate and improve. For social anxiety, connection trumps performance. Stay curious. Deploy the 3-sentence rule when a critic thought appears. 1. Acknowledge the slip, "I missed a detail." 2. Offer compassion. Mistakes are human. 3. Direct action. Next time I'll double check. Reinforce your coach with mirror talk. Each morning, state 1 quality you appreciate and 1 intention for the day. Hearing supportive words in your own voice wires new pathways faster than silent thought alone. Within weeks, the coach will interrupt automatically, shortening the critic's monologue to a brief cameo. The objective isn't zero critique. Feedback matters, but delivering it in a tone that motivates rather than paralyzes. Part 6. Daily habits that crowd out negativity. Habits cement mindset. Install routines that generate proof of competence faster than the critic can argue. Morning priming. Before checking your phone, breathe deeply and read 3 action-based affirmations. I will ask clarifying questions. I will celebrate small wins. I will rest without guilt. 2-minute reality checks. Set hourly reminders to pause, scan for harsh thoughts, and reframe at least one. Micro interventions stop negativity from snowballing. Tiny wins log. Each evening lists 3 successes, no matter how small. Answered a tough email, stretched for 5 minutes, drank enough water. Over time, you accumulate undeniable evidence of capability. Combine these with supportive circles. Seek colleagues and communities that uplift you. Positivity is contagious. Finally, practice digital hygiene. Curate feeds so inspiration outweighs comparison. Consistency, not intensity, is key. 5 minutes daily beats an hour once a month. Together, these habits weave a lattice strong enough to crowd out negativity and scaffold lasting self-trust. Part 7. Handling relapses and high-stress moments. Even seasoned practitioners backslide. The aim is rapid recovery, not perfection. Use the stop technique at the first sign of a spiral. S. Stop what you're doing. T. Take a slow 4-count inhale and 6-count exhale. O. Observe the thought without judgment. Catastrophizing about tomorrow's exam. P. Proceed with a coach response. I've studied steadily. A quick review will help. For deeper dips, schedule a 30-minute reset ritual. Walk outdoors, journal uncensored feelings, then jot the next smallest action. Treat relapse as data. What triggered it? Which tool did I skip? Adjust habits accordingly. Every rebound strengthens resilience. Neural circuits for recovery grow faster than those for rumination when trained deliberately. Share the process with a friend or therapist for extra perspective. Over months, the gap between lapse and bounce back shrinks, and confidence in your mental agility soars. Visualization, rehearsing a kinder future. Visualization isn't daydreaming. It's mental rehearsal that primes neural pathways for performance. Each night, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Picture tomorrow's toughest scenario, a presentation, a hard conversation, a workout you dread. First, let the critic speak. Feel the tension. Then press an imaginary mute button and invite your inner coach. Hear clear instructions. Breathe, speak slowly, focus on one idea. See yourself executing calmly, stumbling briefly, self-correcting, finishing strong. Engage all senses, steady voice, grounded feet, subtle satisfaction at the end. Neuroscience shows imagined practice activates the same motor and emotional circuits as real life, cutting anxiety and boosting accuracy. Seal the session by affirming, "This rehearsal makes tomorrow's success familiar." Nightly visualization gradually shifts your brain's prediction pattern from threat to capability, making kind self-talk the default under pressure. Part 9. The Confidence Dividend. Replacing negative self-talk yields benefits that compound like interest. Mental clarity returns. With less rumination, you reclaim bandwidth for creativity. Emotional resilience rises. Setbacks sting less and recovery is swift. Motivation surges because self-belief makes effort feel worthwhile. Relationships improve as self-respect raises the bar for how others treat you and boosts empathy. You extend to others the compassion you've learned to give yourself. Most importantly, opportunity expands. Confident language pushes you to pitch ideas, pursue training, or relocate for a dream role. Each bold step opens doors the critic once slammed shut. Think of the confidence dividend as compound interest on kindness. Tiny supportive thoughts deposited daily yield exponential returns in health, happiness, and achievement. Transformation isn't instant, but it is inevitable if you keep practicing the tools from this episode. Conclusion: putting it all together. Breaking the habit of negative self-talk is less about dramatic aha moments and more about steady, deliberate rewiring. First, you became aware of the critic's patterns. Then you challenged those distortions with the ABC framework. Next, you installed an inner coach voice and daily habits that crowd out negativity. Finally, you learn to rebound quickly from lapses and rehearse success through visualization. Each practice alone helps, but together they create a compounding effect: greater clarity, motivation, resilience, and an ever-expanding field of opportunity. Remember, self-talk is a skill, and every kinder sentence you choose is a rep that strengthens that skill. Keep showing up for these reps, and your default inner language will shift from criticism to constructive guidance. Thank you for spending this time with Empower Your Mind. If today's episode helped you turn down the volume on your inner critic, please share it with someone who could use a gentler voice in their head. Tap follow or subscribe so you never miss our weekly doses of mindset growth and English listening practice. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. Drop a comment or tag us on social media with #EmpowerYourMindPodcast. Your feedback shapes future episodes and helps this community thrive. Until next time, keep growing, keep believing, and remember, you are not the voice that doubts you. You are the author writing the next line. Thanks again for listening.